February 1991. The Kuwaiti Desert. Visibility is near zero. Saddam Hussein's forces have set Kuwaiti oil fields ablaze, creating a black fog across the battlefield. Iraqi T-72 tanks are dug in, waiting. Then, through the smoke, American M1 Abrams tanks emerge. Their thermal sights cut through the darkness like it doesn't exist. They can see the enemy. The enemy can't see them. What follows is the most one-sided tank battle in modern history, the Battle of 73 Easting. In less than an hour, a single U.S. cavalry troop destroys dozens of Iraqi tanks and armored vehicles without losing a single Abrams. Iraqi rounds bounce off American armor. American rounds punch straight through. It wasn't even close, and it proved what many had suspected. The M1 Abrams was the most lethal main battle tank on Earth. Welcome to Armed Insight. Today we're breaking down the M1 Abrams, the 70-ton war machine that's been the backbone of American armored warfare for over 4 decades. From its revolutionary design to its combat record across multiple wars, this is the tank that redefined what armored dominance looks like. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the Abrams is so deadly, how it's evolved over the years, and why it remains unmatched on the modern battlefield. Let's roll out. The story of the Abrams starts in the 1970s. America's main battle tank at the time was the M60 Patton, a solid Cold War design. But the Soviets were fielding new tanks like the T-64 and T-72, and NATO needed something that could match or exceed them. The U.S. Army launched a program to develop a next-generation tank. The requirements were ambitious. It had to be fast, heavily armored, equipped with the most advanced fire control system ever built, and capable of killing any enemy tank at range. It also needed to survive on the modern battlefield, where anti-tank missiles and enemy armor were becoming increasingly lethal. The contract went to Chrysler Defense, which later became part of General Dynamics. The lead designer was General Crichton Abrams, a legendary World War II and Vietnam veteran who emphasized mobility and firepower. The tank was named in his honor. The first production M1 Abrams rolled off the line in 1980. It entered service in 1981, and immediately it was clear this was a different kind of tank. Let's talk about what made it revolutionary. First, the armor. The Abrams uses composite armor, specifically Chobham armor developed by the British. It's a classified mix of steel, ceramics, and other materials that's incredibly effective against both kinetic penetrators and shaped charge warheads. The front armor on an Abrams can shrug off hits that would destroy most other tanks. Second, the main gun. The original M1 carried a 105mm rifled gun, the same as the M60. But in 1985, the M1A1 variant introduced the M256 120mm smoothbore cannon, a German-designed weapon license built in the U.S. This gun fires armor-piercing, fin-stabilized discarding sabot rounds, or APFSDS, essentially a depleted uranium dart, traveling at over 1 mile per second. It can penetrate enemy armor from over 2 miles away. Third, the fire control system. The Abrams was one of the first tanks with a modern computerized fire control system that factors in range, wind, barrel wear, ammunition type, and target movement. The gunner uses a laser rangefinder to lock the target, and the computer calculates the firing solution instantly. The result? The Abrams can engage and destroy targets accurately while moving at 40 miles per hour. Most tanks have to stop to shoot accurately. The Abrams doesn't. Fourth, the engine. The Abrams is powered by a Honeywell AGT 1,500 gas turbine engine. Yes, a jet engine. It produces 1,500 horsepower, giving this 70-ton beast a top speed of 45 miles per hour on roads and about 30 miles per hour off-road. It's one of the fastest main battle tanks ever built. The downside? It's a fuel hog. An Abrams gets about 0.6 miles per gallon. That's why it's usually followed by fuel trucks. Fifth, crew survivability. The ammunition is stored in a rear bustle with blowout panels. If the ammo is hit, the explosion vents upward and outward away from the crew. The crew compartment is separated from the engine by a firewall. The tank can take catastrophic damage and still protect its crew. That's intentional design. The original M1 was impressive, but it was just the beginning. Over the years, the Abrams has been continuously upgraded. The M1A1 added the 120mm gun. The M1A2 brought digital systems, improved armor, and a commander's independent thermal viewer, allowing the commander to search for targets while the gunner engages another. The M1A2 SEPv4 and SEPv4 variants added even more advanced electronics, better armor packages, and improved situational awareness. The philosophy behind the Abrams is simple: see first, shoot first, and survive anything that shoots back. So how does the Abrams perform in actual combat? Let's walk through its wars. Gulf War, 1991. This was the Abrams' debut, and it was dominant. During Operation Desert Storm, U.S. and coalition forces faced the fourth largest army in the world, equipped with thousands of Soviet-made tanks. On paper, it looked like a serious fight. In reality, it was a massacre. The Abrams thermal sights allowed American crews to engage Iraqi tanks at night and threw smoke at ranges where the Iraqis couldn't even see them. Iraqi T-72s, T-62s, and T-55s were obliterated. American crews reported firing on Iraqi tanks that didn't even know they were under attack until they exploded. The Battle of 73 Easting is the most famous example. A U.S. cavalry troop led by Captain H.R. McMaster engaged a dug-in Iraqi Republican Guard division. In 23 minutes, they destroyed 28 tanks, 16 personnel carriers, and 30 trucks. 0 American losses. The Abrams proved it could kill at ranges beyond 2,000 meters while moving, something no other tank force could do at the time. During the entire Gulf War, only 23 Abrams tanks were damaged or destroyed. 18 of those were from friendly fire, and most were later repaired. Not a single Abrams was destroyed by enemy tank fire. The kill-to-loss ratio was absurdly one-sided. Iraq War, 2003 to 2011. The Abrams faced a different challenge here. This wasn't tank-on-tank warfare. This was urban combat, insurgency, and improvised explosive devices. Tanks aren't designed for cities, but the Abrams adapted. During the initial invasion, Abrams tanks led the charge into Baghdad. They provided mobile firepower and psychological dominance. Iraqi forces couldn't stop them. But once the insurgency began, tanks became targets for IEDs, rocket-propelled grenades, and Iranian-supplied explosively formed penetrators, or EFPs. The Abrams took losses. IEDs could disable tracks or damage running gear. EFPs, which were specifically designed to penetrate armor, could punch through weak points. RPGs fired from rooftops hit top armor, which is thinner than frontal armor. Urban warfare exposed vulnerabilities. But here's the thing. Even when Abrams tanks were hit, crew survival rates were remarkably high. The armor and internal design kept crews alive. Tanks that were knocked out could often be recovered and repaired. And in direct engagements, the Abrams still dominated. Insurgents learned quickly that attacking an Abrams head-on was suicide. The U.S. responded with the TUSK, or Tank Urban Survival Kit. This added reactive armor tiles, a remote weapon station for the loader, shields for the turret, and a phone on the back so infantry could communicate with the crew without exposing themselves. These upgrades made the Abrams more survivable in urban environments. Afghanistan. Abrams tanks saw limited use here because of the terrain. Mountains, narrow roads, and limited infrastructure made it hard to deploy heavy armor. Hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns of the weapons, units, and technology that define modern warfare. What should we cover next? The F-35 fighter jet, U.S. Navy destroyers, Bradley fighting vehicle. Drop your suggestions in the comments below. Until next time, stay informed, stay powerful.